So you want to be a dungeon master?
So, you want to be a dungeon master.
So you want to be a DM?
Name some feats, okay? Feats.
So you want to be a DM?
That's great. We're here to help. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Justin. This week, kick your feet up, take off your coat, and hang up your hat because we're staying at home. Bastions were one of the more exciting things added to the 2024 edition of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Whether you're the Justice League or the Legion of Doom, you've got a home base. And in episode 76, we go over Bastions at a surface level, discussing the broad points. This week, we're going to start getting down and dirty into the domicile domains, you daring dingos.
But first,
Also, I'm dingos.
Yeah, I called you guys dingos.
Okay. All right.
I stand by it. It's better than dinguses, which
Fair.
was in an earlier draft. And it changed to dingos. But first, it's important for world builders to use not only what they know, but what they enjoy, what they're passionate about. For example, I love food. So when I'm world building, I often put food into the world building. When you go to a tavern in one of my worlds, you're more likely to get an array of drink options and food options rather than just wine and ale. Although sometimes, like, it is what it is. You're playing a campaign for 5 years. There's going to be some fucking pubs where it's like, yeah, it's ale or beer. We're moving on. It's not the point.
Right.
But like, there are definitely other times where it's the first bar that you go to in the Shadowfell. I'm going to put some spice on it. What does this bar look like? Because it's in the Shadowfell. How can I have some fun with that through the food? So the question then to you, Taylor, is what is something that you're passionate about that you work into your world building or encounter building of some kind or whatever?
So mine is a little kind of broader. It's not specifically like food does the thing. Because the thing that I get a lot of, that I enjoy and that I do a lot, I'm sure that everybody knows now that we've started running the Tuesdays on Twitch. I love video games.
Right.
I absolutely love video games. I love playing games. I love all the stories. I love being super challenged. I love all that stuff. And so I do work video game things into my games. Like my capital city in our world was based off of Lindblom City from Final Fantasy IX because I love the scope of that town. So it's basically, for the uninitiated, it's kind of like a Minas Tirith style tiered city where you have like a lower quarter, an upper quarter, and then like a
wedding cake town.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So the cool thing about this one though is I wanted to include airships in my world. So the cool thing about Lindblom is like it's this crazy hub of a city where the first time you pull up to it, they play this awesome QuickTime video because it came out in the 90s. So you get like one good CG animation for each town. So you see this entrance of the town and it's got this giant in the middle. It's got this giant like clock tower. And the whole face of the clock opens, and then airships can fly in and out of it. And I was like, that's rad as fuck. So yeah, Lindblom is in my town as like, it's got all the multi-tiered bits. It's got the ship dock inside the building. So it's all inside. I don't know. But yeah,
Very
so video
cool.
games. I like working stuff like that into it because I do play a lot of like JRPG style story-based video games. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, make it your own too. Like being able to take the system that you're adapting it into and utilize the guidelines of that system to shape how you bring it into world building.
Yeah.
So fun. Like obviously, yeah, I could bring in like actual real recipes into the D&D games and be like, oh, you go to this restaurant? Oh, they have like foie gras of a goose and da da da. Or I could have like I could take foie gras of goose and then apply it to it's the liver of a beholder.
Right.
Like I don't know, or just like that little
Yeah.
twist
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
making it your own.
Hmm.
So fun. Also, the airport or airship rather going
Hmm.
through a building or into a building
Hmm.
reminds me of there's like a one of the Disney resorts. Doesn't like the monorail or
Yeah. It goes
train
right into
kind
it.
of go through it?
Uh-huh.
It makes me think of that,
Hmm.
which was always like as a kid, it was
So
like
cool.
unimaginable. It was like, what is this? Like the first time I went to Chicago and I saw the L,
Yeah.
God bless you, like elevated trains or like
Hmm.
subways where they're
Right.
like going past skyscraper. It was just like, what is happening? You're so close to buildings. It was like, this is crazy. Um, yeah, so cool. I love that. Trying to think of something else, God bless you, that I'm very passionate about that I work into my world building. I think I'm just like, this is kind of a cop out, but I'm very into tropes and playing against tropes. Taylor, that's the last sneeze you're ever allowed.
I'm
I've been
sorry. I don't know
polite
what's
for
going.
now, but
It's
it's
been
too
it's been getting
much.
cold and then warm and then cold and then warm. So all the plants keep releasing these little puffs of pollen, and
Yeah,
it's
they're getting tricked.
ruining my life.
It is bad. Um, but I do love just like having a sense of humor and not taking anything too seriously or like considering the typical settings and cosmology of D&D fantasy. I don't take it too seriously. I don't consider
Hmm.
the guidelines to be that rigid. So it's like I know that in the books it might say the Feywild is X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna play with that. Like, who cares? I don't think you as a dungeon master, when you're creating your own world, owe it to anybody to stay super true to lore things that can easily be changed. So it's like I have a lot of fun with that. That's
Hmm.
why in our home game, the Shadowfell was insane.
Yeah.
It was not what you would expect. I mean, there were parts that were very Shadowfell coded, and then there were parts where it was like, oh, this is an interesting take on the
Right.
idea of what the Shadowfell could be. Serpico, a old western town filled with people who had like his dark materials style of like daemons that were all
Yeah.
snakes and
Hmm.
the bonds
It's
that they
such a
had
fun
between
town.
them, and it was different
Yeah.
kinds of snakes, like some people had big snakes or small snakes or huge, and then pestilence, this like immortal figure cursed from the Raven Queen. So cool, so cool. uh and then I mean, the coolest thing that I can really think of is our Patreon, folks. We have an
Yes.
incredible Patreon. You guys gotta go check it out, gang.
Check it
Because
out.
the link is in the description. First of all, you can go to the link tree. They have all different kinds of things that we have, all the different socials and whatnot, including the Patreon, where as a member, you get access to so much more material. Even as a free member, you get access to some cool things, homebrew materials. And then just for $2 at the Wormling Gang member level, then the
The
freaking
world
world's
opens
your
up for you.
oyster.
Yeah.
Yeah, the upper planes are the limit. And we've
Yeah.
said that so many times since episode 1. We've been saying that. So check it out. So fun. And without further ado,
Let's
let's
get
get into
into
the
it.
meat of the episode.
Let's
Let's
do it.
absolutely do it. So today we're talking Bastions. We're talking a little bit more in depth of some of the special facilities that Bastions receive along your tenure as a homeowner in
Right.
D&D, which we all know it's a pain in the ass. Most people rent for monetary reasons. But in D&D, they've made it all too easy to work in mechanics into your game for your party to have a home base, a
Mhm.
headquarters, a hideout, whatever you want to call it, a villa, perhaps. So many different ways to set it up.
The dojo.
The dojo, or it
Yeah.
could have a dojo within it. That's the
Hmm.
beauty of
Hmm.
these bastions, is that they're very modular. You get
Yes.
all these different parts that you get to add on to it, depending on how you want to do it. So you get these things. There are other types of facilities that you can add on, but what we're going to be talking about mainly in these Bastion 201 episodes is special facilities. There's so many that you get. They do a ton of things, and they have in-game benefits, actual mechanical benefits that the players can reap depending on how much investment they put into these kind of things. So that's what we're really going to be going over today. The cool thing is that at level 5, you get 2 right off the bat.
Right.
Right. And then every time that you level up, so when you become level 6, you can change one of those. So if you start with a garden, you can change it to an armory if for some reason you decide the garden's not what you want anymore.
Yeah. Or you can like pour concrete over it, put some tables out, go full White House with it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
no mechanical
You could
benefit. Honestly, it's kind of
destroy
pointless to do something like that.
Oh yeah,
But you
absolutely.
could.
In the midst
But you
of the
could.
world being
Yeah. Yeah.
destroyed,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could put in a ballroom. You could waste taxpayer money and put
Uh,
it in and have evil people do it for you. Um, but also,
sorry to derail all of that.
a lot of these, no, it's fine. It's totally fine. All of these special facilities have prerequisites. Most of them are just level based. You have to be level 5 in order to have this special facility. You have to be level 7 or level 13 or level 17 in order to have this particular special facility. The ones we're going to be going over today are just the level 5 ones. So as soon as you're able to get special facilities, you can get these special facilities. And that's what we're going to be going over today. There's 9 of them in total.
It's a lot.
And it's really cool. I mean, you can only pick 2. So it's like truly got to think about you and your team working together and being like, which 2 do we get?
Okay, so this is 2 for the party, not 2 per person.
Correct.
Got it.
Because otherwise, think about it like this. If you had 4 party members and they all got to level 17, that would be 24 facilities. Like that's insane. You know what I mean? Like at that point, like of course they're very powerful, but that's nuts. Especially when we see what some of these facilities can do, and especially the higher level ones, keeping in mind that today we're just doing 5th level ones.
Yeah.
So some of them are a little like when you first read them, you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I guess maybe. But it'll be interesting to go over them nonetheless. Now, that came out of nowhere. Like a bullet. Okay.
Bless you.
It was just a random ass cough that just like snuck up in my lungs. 1 or more hirelings come with each of these facilities. They do all of the work and upkeep, maintaining, and sort of like just running the facility. So like it's an interesting thing that's happening in the background almost. It's very fun to me to think about having these hirelings and how I in game would be role playing as them. I think it would depend on how many they had. I think I would treat it kind of like our home game with Chip, who was like the head of the security for your guys' home base. For those who don't know. And like he just represented the NPCs for that whole thing. It was like, we're never going to talk to any of the other guards. We're just going to talk to Chip. And that keeps it easy for me as the DM, keeps it easy for the players, for note keeping, just like nice and easy. You know,
I like that idea. And I think we probably talked about it during the Bastion episode way back 30 some odd episodes ago. But I also like the idea of having that central NPC person, but then also like maybe later on in the campaign, we've been playing for a year and a half. Let's do a mission as the NPCs in the Bastion. Let's see what's going on, and then have players pick different NPCs to be inside the thing, and doing like a little adventure thing there.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. So, since we're talking special facilities, which have in game mechanical benefits, we must talk about Bastion orders.
Yes.
So, this is pretty much every once in a while. I think it's like 7 days or like every time you're back home. You can't do it too often because some of the orders takes like weeks long in order
Right.
to even complete. But essentially, as long as you can communicate with your Bastion, whether it's by being there, and there are also like some benefits of like you actually have to spend a night in the Bastion in order to get a specific benefit.
Right.
But
Right.
we'll talk, those are like case by case. But there's like Bastion orders that you issue to the hirelings of each facility, and then they perform those actions. Sometimes you have options, sometimes it's really just one option. And so those Bastion orders come in a variety, similar to how you can take actions in combat where there's just like attack,
Mhm.
dodge, disengage. Like there's like certain kinds. Same thing with Bastion orders. So we have craft, obviously you're making things, empower, you're empowering something. Like they're all very basic,
Right.
and they kind of like, you don't even need to worry about the base definitions because the specific special facility is going to tell you exactly what it does.
Yeah.
Like there's harvest. Obviously, you're harvesting something like a garden. Maintain. This one is a little interesting because it's kind of the order that you would give if you have no other orders to
It's
give.
like the dodge action when you're
You
when
almost
you have
never
a
give it
summon. Yeah.
unless there's literally nothing else you can do. And then you're
Right.
like, okay, I guess I'll do this.
Right.
Recruit, you're recruiting people or things or whatever. Research, you're doing research. Trade, you're trading. So pretty basic.
Yep.
The number of facilities you get along the way changes.
Mhm.
That's nice. You know,
Yeah.
obviously
Your
you
Bastion
get
gets
more
bigger.
facilities as you level up,
Mhm.
it gets bigger. So at 5th level, like we said, you get 2. 9th level, you get 4. 13th, 5. And at 17th level, you can have 6 special facilities.
That's pretty dope.
It's pretty good. Especially keeping in mind that you can change them every once in a while, which is really nice. Like every time you level up, you can swap them in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you level up, like when you guys as a party kind of go from level 5 to level 9, you like instantly get those extra facilities.
Right.
It's not like okay, this is going to take you 2 months to build your new armory. It's like no. It's as if you just already were building it.
Right.
Like in
right.
preparation for it is how the book puts it, which I like because it's like I'm glad that they just put that in writing because otherwise it becomes an ambiguous table to table decision. And this way it's a little cleaner where it's just like,
Right. Like
hey, when you
the
hit this level, you
assumption
got it.
is that between levels 5 and 9, you've been working on getting everything set up. Then by
Exactly.
level 9, it's done.
I remember when my very first D&D game, I'm sure I've talked about this before. I was playing a rogue. We hit level 3. I'm choosing subclass. I look in the player's handbook. It's not like homebrew or anything. And I choose Arcane Trickster. And the DM gave me this really weird hard time about it because it was like, well, how do you just know spells now? Like, what are we talking? And it was just like, hey, man, it's
It's in the
one of the
book.
subclasses. Like, what do you
Right.
want from me? Like, we can here, let's, and I started coming up with ideas and then it became like, he actually ended up liking my ideas and let me do it. But then it was like, I had to learn magic. So even though everybody else could use their level 3 things, I couldn't use any of my level 3 things until I met a dude who could teach me magic. And then he overcorrected by letting me cast any wizard cantrip. I had every cantrip.
Just you had all the cantrips.
Every cantrip.
That's
It was, I even
that's
said, I was like,
wild.
this is too much. I was like, I don't need this. I want to just do the normal number of can. And he was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, all right, fine. I was like, this is so stupid. And he was the one who power word killed a player when we were way too low level.
Oh
I
my
don't even think
God.
we had counter spell.
Right.
And it was like, And then he got mad that we didn't follow the dead character's side quest. And it was like, well, he's fucking
You
dead.
killed
What do you
him.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy.
Anyway, let's get into some of these facilities.
Let's get into some of these
Let's get
facilities.
into it. We got a lot to cover today.
We surely do.
So,
Do you want to roll a dice real quick and see
sure,
who
let's
goes
do it.
first? And
Let's
just to see who starts
rack
first.
and do it. 17.
Oh, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That is a 15.
17.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. Damn it all. Okay, fine. Fine.
Fine. No, okay, so we'll start off with the arcane study. The prerequisite for this, other than the level 5 prerequisite that all of these are going to carry, is you have to be a spellcaster that uses a arcane or spellcasting focus. Some kind of, you have to have the ability to use a focus. As far as space goes, there are different sizes of rooms. This is a roomy room.
Almost. I think all of these are. I put
all
it for
roomy.
everyone, but I think
Fair.
every single one is roomy.
And that corresponds to an actual number of squares that the room physically fills. And that's all in, I think we covered all of that in Bastions 101.
Exactly.
So you get one hireling with this one, and it has the craft order. This is where you're going to be crafting certain things. You do also get the ability, after a long rest, you can have the arcane study charm. You take a long rest in your bastion, and you get a magical charge that lasts for 7 days. That allows you to cast Identify one time without spell slots or components. And you can only have one at a time. So it's just, if you spend a long rest in your bastion, you get a free Identify use sometime over the next 7 days.
Exactly. Yeah, I like the idea that they make it into, this is just a silly thing. Obviously, this is kind of just a flavor thing, but I do like it that they make it a magical charm as opposed to like a scroll. So it's supposed to be like an object, like a little thing that you get, which is like cute. I like that as opposed to a scroll. It just adds a little, it asks more of the player to be like, what does it look like? What does your arcane study produce in that time?
Yeah.
What does it look like? I like that.
And that's just something you get after spending a long rest anytime. That's fine. The other things that you can do, these do take a little bit longer to do. First and foremost, you can craft a new arcane focus for, and it just takes 7 days. You know, you can also craft a blank book. This is 7 days, and also costs 10 gold because you have to buy materials, assuming whatever. And then once you hit level 9 and above, like, so you're not gonna be able to do this right off the bat when you get this, but once you hit level 9 and up, you can also craft magic items at the arcane study. You can do common or uncommon items. There are crafting times and rules already in place for crafting magic items and stuff like that. And if there has to be a spell or something in the magic item or what have you, it has to be a spell that you yourself can cast. Or I guess one of your party members or what have you. Like, it has to be a spell that your party has already.
Yeah. Pretty standard, I think, for enchanting an item with a spell. Like, of course, you need to be able to cast that spell into the item and stuff.
Right.
I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, for crafting rules and stuff. Have we done an episode all on crafting?
I don't think so.
That bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a whole episode on crafting. We'll do like what the book says, and then we'll do what we think.
Right.
So, stay tuned for that. But for the time being, yes, you can find crafting guidelines and rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide and in the Player's Handbook in various chapters. But as always, use your best judgment. Do what's right for the table and the type of game that you're trying to play. Magic items are a great way to rebalance things to make players better and more min-maxy or even more balanced out depending on their weaknesses, and you can fill in those gaps with magic items. There's a million different ways to do it, and being able to create a magic item is a really powerful and fun thing for them to be able to do. And
Mhm.
so the time that you allot to it, the cost changes how frequent they're able to do it.
Yeah.
Because obviously you don't want to break the game and have them just create every character with a staff of power and you know what I mean, all these broken
Yeah.
ass
Yeah.
items.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it does put a limit on uncommon and being the highest level
that is
item, but
also very true.
there's there are some very
Broom of flying,
broken. Yeah, there are some very broken common and uncommon items too in there. You just got to look for them.
yeah, broom of flying doesn't require attunement, and it
Mm-hmm.
gives you a fly speed, 50-foot fly speed.
Mm-hmm.
So you could make one of those for every character. Pretty insane. And then you have a team of witches.
I mean,
Hags.
I think
Speaking
you
of
just
witches, HAGS, it's on our itch. A free game that you could pay for in order to support us. Check it out. Anyway, Arcane Study. I think it's sick, dude. It's
I
really
do too.
cool.
This is
It's
one of those
fun.
ones that I would definitely be just starting off with.
It's here's the thing. I don't know if I would start off with it. I
Because it
might
doesn't get
wait
cool
until
until
level
level
9.
9. Yeah, it
I
doesn't
might
get
wait
cool
until
until level
level
9.
9.
You're not wrong. You're not
The
wrong.
identify is really cool though.
Right.
So depending on how many times we feel like we need identify, could be a nice way to supplement that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have somebody in the party who already has it, you know, because it is like a what's called a ritual spell. So if you have somebody who has it as a ritual, maybe not as useful, but could be cool. Especially it could be a good flavor if you have a librarian or an author in the group creating those
Mm-hmm.
blank books so that they can, you know, do something with those.
Yeah.
Could be fun. I like it. I like it. And this is where we'll start to notice each special facility kind of just gets one order. Because you might think, oh, it's an arcane study. Why can't you study? Why can't you research? Isn't that one of the Bastion orders? Yeah, it is. But that'll come later on. There's a different
Right.
special facility for
Right.
researching and stuff. So, next up, we got the armory. This is a classic. This is where you're putting your arms.
Mm-hmm.
This place is filled with bears. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
The right to bear
Armory.
arms. No, I followed you. I followed
Yeah, that was loose, but it was there. It was terrible. It was a wet noodle. Prerequisites, none other than the level 5 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Space, roomy. You get one hireling to keep after all these bears. And for the order, you're trading.
Okay.
Now, what you do at the armory, when you take this trade Bastion order, is you can fill the armory with armor, shields, and weapons for 100 gold plus 100 other gold per
Mm-hmm.
Bastion defender. Then, if you have a smithy, you can have that whole thing
Nice.
because the smithy is presumably like making some of the armor themselves.
Right.
So it's like in house. So then you only have to source half of it. So then it, you know, it's just cheaper. Now, you might ask yourself, well, why would I do this? Surely my character can only hold so many. Like, what's the benefit for this? Well, what you're doing is you're arming not only your defenders, but you're arming the other hirelings and stuff. The idea is that you're making sure your people are prepared.
Yeah.
Right? In Lord of the Rings, Minas Tirith, or whatever, there's the whole really important scenes of them handing out swords and shields to all of the people, even
Right.
some of the teenagers. It's like a very intense scene. That whole arming scene is very intense.
Yeah.
Especially when you take into account that so many of those swords and shields are coming from fallen soldiers of previous battles, or you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oof, so intense. The scene between Legolas and Aragorn, where he's like, most of these people aren't going to survive. Like, that's so intense, dude. Ooh, really makes you think. So, while your armory is filled, as if it's like a status effect kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
then your defenders are harder to kill. So anytime that you roll for events, which is a thing that you have to do every once in a while with your bastions, like
Mhm.
things that are happening to your bastion while you're not there kind of thing. When you roll for events to see if you lose any of your defenders, instead of rolling a d6, you get to roll a d8. So it just improves your statistics on like the table that you would normally roll for events.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then after an event, your armory is depleted. So then you lose the filled condition, and then you can do the trading again to refill it if you would like. And that's kind of what the armory does. So the armory is very interesting because it's helping your bastion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, your bastion helps you. So you're helping you in a indirect way.
Right.
Right.
But
So
it
it's
doesn't give
really
you any
like,
kind of
how much defense do you want to play? Yeah. How much
As a
defense do you want
character.
on your bastion?
Oh my god, this anyway. Yes. So speaking of defenders, where do they come from? Well, they come from the barrack.
Where did they go?
Yeah.
Where did they come
So
from? Cotton Eye Joe. I had to finish it. My ADHD
no,
wouldn't let me.
yeah, okay. So no prerequisite on having a barrack. It is a roomy room with one hireling initially. It does have the recruit order. So this is how you're going to be getting more people to join your bastion. Fun fact about the barrack, you can have more than one, depending on how many rooms you want to dedicate to solely being for defenders. One barrack allows 4 defenders to join, so you can add more. Each one gives you 4. You can only hold up to 12 defenders at a time, at least at first. So maximum 3 rooms at, like I said, at first. You can enlarge the facility later on though. And it can hold, it says 25 bastions. I can't imagine we're holding 25 bastions into one thing. It's 25 defenders at once you're capped out, you can pay 2,000 gold and you can raise your cap from 12 to 25.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And then, they're going to be your defenders. If you have the armory, they're going to give you more, the armory is going to give you more bonuses to keep them. If you wind up losing defenders, you can use that recruit order to refill the ranks, basically.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Makes sense. It's just barracks. It's just how many, so if you want to have a ton of defenders, then you can get more than one barracks, which each individual barrack you can then expand into the super barrack where you can get up to 25.
Right.
Depending on how much money you guys got. But
but
I think the defenders are cool.
For each one of those, as far as the armory is concerned, for each defender, you've got that bill gets 100 gold higher per person.
Oh yeah, to fill the armory. Yeah, absolutely. I think of the defenders in my head every time I read Bastion Defender. I picture the guys in the armor in like the Fallout series, like the big armor things.
Oh, like the knights of whatever.
Yeah,
suits.
Yeah, the power suits. That's what I picture in my head because there's like not that many of them. Like 25 is like the big number. So it's like if you only had like 3, that's what I'm picturing is like these big suits. And that's why they're so expensive per person. Either that or like each one is like just like a master sellsword.
Yeah.
Like that one character who tries to flirt with Daenerys for a while in Game of Thrones. Dude. Yeah. Crazy. I think that I would have fun with this as a DM. I think I would definitely play into this and having the defenders. I think I would even go so far as having the players have a roster of the defenders. I might even go so far. This is a little low-key evil. Ready? This is my unethical DM advice. I would make the party name the defenders and have them on the list.
Oh, yeah.
That way, when events happen and you lose defenders, it's like, let's see which defender you.
Sorry.
Oh, Harold is gone. Oh no. Oh, we loved Harold.
They got Jimmy. No.
They got him. Not Jimmy. He was about to retire.
3 days away from retirement. They got him. They got his ass.
Those bastards. Those absolute bastards. Okay. Next up, we got the garden.
Yep.
Madison Square Garden, baby. No. Just garden. We have garden. Prerequisite, none. Space, roomy. Hirelings, one gardener. The order, harvest. That makes sense. So the fun thing about this is that you can choose a type of garden. So it even gets more customizable from here. And don't worry, you can switch between the types as it progresses. But every time you switch, it takes 21 days to actually like rototill the ground, switch out all of the seeds and the types of plants that it is. So the 4 types are decorative, food, herb. I hate that I pronounced the H on there. I never have done that in my life. Herb and poison. I don't know why I said herb. I've never done that before. Okay. Decorative. When you take the harvest action, by the way, you activate garden growth, which takes 7 days. Get what each of the types can produce in those 7 days. And then you can enlarge the facility for 2,000 gold. Then you get 2 roomy gardens. They can each be the same type, or you can have them be 2 different types.
Nice. Yeah.
What do they produce? Decorative. You create 10 bouquets. They're 5 gold each if you sell them. And
okay. That's what I was like, does it cost money or are you selling them for
no,
money?
those ones you can sell. Yeah, because you're just producing them. You also create, in addition to the bouquets, you create 10 vials of perfume or 10 candles. Or I think you get to pick between all of them: 10 bouquets, 10 vials of perfumes, or 10 candles. My mistake.
No matter
Choose
what,
between those
it's
3.
5 gold each when you sell it, pretty much.
For the bouquet specifically, the
bouquet-
vials
for
of
the-
perfume and the candles, you'd have to look in the adventuring gear player's
gotcha.
handbook section and see what they cost.
Okay.
But and then for instead of decorative, you could do food. Food, you make 100 days worth of rations. So a shit ton of rations. Yeah.
Right.
Herb, you create enough herbs that you would use in the process of creating either 10 healers kits or 1 potion of healing.
Okay.
So you're creating a quantity of herbs. With that quantity of herbs, you can decide to put it towards creating 10 healers kits or 1 potion of healing.
Does this crafting happen in the process, or is this just the raw materials for it?
Just the raw materials.
Okay, that's okay.
And then poison. So similar to how the herb thing works, but now we're making enough plants for 2 vials of antitoxin or 1 vial of basic poison.
Okay.
So you're just creating the ingredients,
right,
to be able to make it. Yeah. And that is the garden. So the garden is pretty cool. Makes a lot of sense. It feels like it could be very necessary, but also, I mean, it's one of those things where like the more hirelings you have and the bigger your facility gets, it does seem to start to make more sense that you would have a garden, just because it's like, well, how are you feeding all these hirelings?
Yeah.
But also, I could see you being like, well, we're rich as hell. Like, how much rations do we really need to fucking make? And at a certain level, you're like, oh, basic poison. Oh, it's so cool. You know, like,
right.
Am I wrong? Like, you know what I mean? You're level 13. You're like, oh, great. 10 vials of perfume. Fuck me. Right? Like, so this is one of those where it's like, I think role playing flavor wise, there's so many character builds that I would love to have a garden. The idea of being able to role play my character coming back from a successful or unsuccessful battle and be able to go to the garden and, you know, have some alone
meditation
time, or
space
even
and all that stuff. Yeah,
just like that seems very rewarding to me.
Yeah,
but mechanically, I think compared to some of the other ones, slightly lackluster.
I agree, slightly lackluster. I think early game it's better. I think once you get to the higher levels, then, you know, then it becomes the Yeah, let's. I mean,
You only
we're
get
level
so many
17.
special facilities.
Right, right,
If I'm getting two, Garden's not going to be on it.
right.
Unless I'm straight up like a druid and I'm like, guys, please, I want a garden, please. Guys, please, I need a garden, please.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the next one?
Next one, we are looking at the library.
The
Is where to keep
library.
the books. No
Hey, we got the
prerequisite on
book.
this. It's a roomy room. The
Mm-hmm.
roomy room. One hireling, you get a librarian to go with it. And they get the research order.
Ooh.
Basically, this is something you
Ooh.
tell your librarian, hey, I need you to read some books on this topic. The topic could be a legend, a known event or location, a person of significance, a type of creature, or some kind of famous object. They will sit down for 7 days and make a comprehensive report on everything. And by comprehensive report, I mean you're going to learn three things. You get
Yes.
three solid pieces of info that the hireling shares with you the next time they can talk to you.
I love this one.
I do too.
I
I
think it's
mean, I know
really
that
fun.
if we had this in our home game, we would be using it all the giggity goddamn time.
Here's the thing. I do think let me think about this for a hot second. Because I also my only to the home game specifically because of Sunny. My worry is that it could steal some of Sunny's spotlight as her own researcher because the
Right.
hireling would be doing all this research and stuff.
Mhm.
But there's a world where it actually makes a ton of sense because you guys are traveling so much. Sunny's
Yeah.
bringing the information to the library often, and then like she does talk to Zardara and Deathrex all the time,
Right.
two of her colleagues. So it can make sense.
I think that Sunny is like the field reporter, and then this person is like the desk analyst. She comes back with the
Mm-hmm.
raw data. They go through everything and then give her a report on
That
stuff.
makes sense. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
But yeah, I also, like I said, I really like this this facility specifically just because of
It's
my ability
fun.
as a DM to lore dump. Boy golly,
Yeah.
this is a fun RP room,
And
and
to get to pick and
also
choose the pieces of
yeah.
information.
Mm-hmm.
It puts a
Mm-hmm.
lot of power back in the DM's hands because it's
Yeah.
because of the way that the thing is written of like three solid pieces. It's like, okay, I will give you three solid pieces of
Mm-hmm.
information. These will be helpful, but I get
Right.
to pick.
Right.
So
But yeah,
I also
good one.
like the role play that's tied into this because it
Absolutely.
implies that you have to talk to this hireling.
Uh-huh.
So that means either you need to keep coming back to the Bastion or you need to create some other form of communication, whether that's snail mail or bird mail or magic mail, right?
Right. Right.
Sending or whatever, sending stones or whatever. You could, honestly, that was a
Sending
part of what
stones.
I was thinking when I read this one of like, it's the information, you don't get the information until you talk to the hireling,
Right.
right? Like, oh, it takes 7 days. If you don't talk to your character after those or the hireling after those 7 days, it could take 30 days because you need to go talk to them. If you don't
Right.
talk to them, they can
Right.
never give you the information.
You have to be able to communicate with them.
So then if you double that with the arcane study and you make sending stones, you can
Mhm.
give your hireling sending stones to be able to give you the information when they learn it. And I think
Yeah,
that's an interesting little min-max about the
that's
facilities.
yeah, that is very interesting, but I also feel like something like a dream spell or the what is the one with the little chest that you can
Oh, Baldur's Speedy Courier or
yeah,
something?
that one. I feel like those kind of spells would also be a quick hack turnaround on getting information from your hireling.
1,000,000%. So with the sending spell. I mean,
Sending
the sending
so
spell, you're
sending
only getting
has a
25
limit
words.
is to a
Yeah.
25 word thing. That's why I'm thinking more along the lines of the Speedy Courier where they can put like a
You're
whole ass
just.
letter in there. Yeah. Or Dream where you can actually sit down and have a full ass conversation with them.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. That is very true. All right.
But that's the library.
That is the library. So that's where you're doing the research and stuff, whereas the arcane study is a little different. Even though you've
That's
literally has
doing
study in the word.
Right.
Those are the difference between the two.
Yeah,
Library is for research. Study is for specifically making magic things, kind of.
right. So like in the grand scheme of things, the library is like the theoretical physicists, and then the arcane study is the engineers.
Yes. Very true.
They're
And
the
if
ones
they
that are
ever
applying the
if
knowledge
they ever
to
meet,
stuff.
you know,
Yeah.
God save us.
I mean, the librarians talk down to the arcane study guys. Arcane study guys
They
just
got
take it and
beef.
they build that resentment every year. So eventually they explode. I mean,
Yeah. We have actually a huge dodgeball tournament at the end of the year for
mhm.
them to let out the steam.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a fun fucking
That
side
would be
adventure?
so much fun. That would be so much fun.
It's like D&D dodgeball where they're like casting spells. They're like Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. The
So cool.
inter bastion dodgeball tournament.
Hell yes. Okay. Our next one is Sanctuary. For this, there is a prerequisite other than just being level 5. You need the ability to use a holy symbol or druidic focus.
So clerics or druids.
So clerics or druids.
Or paladins. Paladins
Or
have holy
paladins,
symbols
yep.
too.
Space, Roomy, Hirelings, 1, and the order is Craft.
Okay.
This is the divine and nature magic sort of foil or mirror of the arcane study.
Mm-hmm.
So first you get a sanctuary charm. After the long rest in your bastion, you can gain a magical charm for 7 days or until you use it. This charm allows you to cast Healing Word once without a spell slot or any kind of components.
Right.
And you can only have one of the charms at a time. So identical, but instead of identify, Healing Word.
It's
Pretty
healing
cool.
word, right. Yeah, I like it.
You also can, when you take the craft order, you activate Sacred Focus, where you craft either a druidic focus, aka it comes in the form of a staff, it puts it in parentheses, or a holy symbol, and it takes 7 days.
Yeah.
So
it's
the
the divine side of the arcane study, basically.
pretty much, yeah, exactly. But you can't make a divine magic item, really.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a little less. It's a little less than.
It's a
In
little
my
less than, but
opinion,
again,
it's
this is another one though that I would find good for a role playing sense of things.
that's not. I agree.
I think
I
this
agree.
having the little grove in the middle of the bastion as a kind of place to recharge and reconnect with either your divine being or with nature. I think it's good. Always going to be a good kind of RP moment, even if you don't spend a whole lot of time on it. I'd spend at least 5 minutes every time just going, okay, well, I'm going to go back to the sanctuary, do some kind of ritual or something to kind of open myself up to whatever it is. But like there would be descriptions.
Yeah.
I can't come up with anything on the spot. I'm a bad DM, but
But no, I agree.
no,
I
but
think the
yeah.
sanctuary is really fun. I mean, it makes sense that you would have a little meditation place or some kind of
But it
thing.
does take away from your
I mean,
total rooms.
it does. And here's the thing. These are just level 5 ones.
Right.
There's literally a meditation chamber that you get at like level 17. That's going to
Right.
be insane, give you way better benefits.
Yeah.
So it's really like you're just getting stuff for now.
Right.
These are placeholders some of the times, you know?
True.
It keeps saying a character's bastion. Does that?
I think when we read it the first time, I think each player gets 2 rooms, up to each player getting 6 rooms by the end. Because I think that you can create multiple bastions for each character, and then there's actually verbiage in there for merging bastions.
Yeah, there is.
So I think each player gets 2 rooms to start at level 5.
Yeah. That's insane to me.
It's kind of insane to me, but at the same time, again, we're looking at level 5 stuff. There's nothing super game breaking about any of these rooms.
Um, no, there's not. I just think eventually it gets to be so much note keeping and bookkeeping that it almost stops being, for me and my style of play, it stops
Mhm.
being fun.
I would enjoy
24,
this though.
the Bastion has 20 across the four players. There's
Uh-huh.
24 different special facilities that
Hmm.
we need to be like, well, this action takes 7 days, this one takes 20 days, this one takes, like, I don't want to do that for me. Like,
I would like it. Yeah.
yeah, and there's people who that's for me, I'm
I
like,
think,
that's I don't want to
yeah. Well,
do
also
this.
our
But
whole game right now, like our whole home game, like realistically, time-wise, has taken maybe 3 months of in-game time. We've been playing
yeah, I
for
don't like
years
doing
and years and
huge.
years,
Yeah.
but it's taken place over like 3 months. I think that adding in the bastions adds in a length of downtime and kind of more space to move around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll never get done with these
Right.
simple actions. If you
Exactly.
can't do the 7 day ones, then changing the type of the garden takes 3 weeks.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, which is like, yeah, it's going to be different story to story.
Hmm.
There are some times where I tell, depending on the type of campaign and D&D game that I want to run in that particular time, there
Hmm.
are times where some of these just won't work
Yeah.
unless we change them, unless we drastically change them, where it's you're not harvesting for 7 days. It's not 100 days worth of rations. It's
Right.
10 days worth of rations, but you do it in 5 hours.
Right. Right.
Like we're playing with it a little bit, because
Yeah.
it's like I still want you to maybe have a bastion, but just
Hmm.
straight up, I don't want this adventure to be like years and years in the for that particular story.
Right.
And then other
Yeah.
stories, let's play into the you guys are on this journey for 5 years.
Yeah. It's kind of like the difference between Game of Thrones season 1 and Game of Thrones season 8. In that the time that it takes the Stark family to get from uh their whatever the castle in the north,
Winterfell.
Winterfell, all the way down to King's Landing,
Mm,
they actually play out the majority of that, and it is almost the entirety of the first season. It's like half of the first season is just them traveling to
traveling.
King's Landing.
Yeah.
And then you go to season 8, and it's like, okay, cool. The Dothraki are on the ships. Bam, they're in Westeros. That's it.
Bam.
There's, I think,
Bam.
maybe 20 minutes showing them out in the middle of in the sea, and then they're on shore again.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that,
That's how it was for our home game too. When you
yeah,
guys got in the boat for the first time, because it was your first time on a boat, it was
mhm,
like, let's really lay into the random encounters and spending time here
yeah.
and learning cool boat skills and playing into the learning of this and the downtime that you'll spend on the ship and learning the getting to know the crew and all this stuff. And then very quickly it was like, we've been on the boat for 6 months in real
Real
life.
life, yeah.
We must move on. I need to level up. Like, what are we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Um, and so now travel is like me talking to the players and being like, do we want to do one random encounter, two, zero? How are we feeling? Oh,
Right.
one? Okay,
What?
cool.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Let's roll beforehand so it's like random, but I'm prepared.
Right.
I don't want to make a token for 20 different random encounters that I end up only using one.
Right.
Um, but let's move on.
Let's simply move on. I think it's on me for the next one. So we're gonna go with the
Certainly is.
Smithy. No prerequisite on this. This is gonna play back into our earlier rooms with the defenders and the armory.
Hmm.
It's a roomy room. You get 2 hirelings for this one. And it obviously has the craft order because it's a freaking blacksmith. Um, It has one thing for crafting. You can order it to craft some smith tools, um, or craft with smith tools. They can craft anything that can be made with smith tools using the crafting rules in the player's handbook. Um, And then also, once you hit level 9, they can craft magic items, armaments of some sort, common or uncommon. So we're talking plus ones, as far as like armor and or shields and or weapons or whatever. Um, and it still uses all the same crafting rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide as far as crafting weapons and armor.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing because they do start to make these distinctions between magic items.
Mm-hmm.
When we did the arcane study, it really does just say magic items. And then when we get to the smithy, it's armaments, but
Right.
still magic items
Magic
and stuff.
items. Yeah.
Now, if I'm the DM,
Mm-hmm.
the smithy makes sense. I'm going to be a little harsher. I'm going to be like, no, you cannot make a robe of useful items as a smithy. That
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily make sense. Oh,
Mhm.
you want to make plate mail of smiting? Sure, that makes more sense. Am I going to be that harsh on the arcane study? I think because
so.
of this, I'm going to be a little harsh. I'm going to
Mhm.
be like, no, you
I
can't
would.
make a shield of, I don't know,
Well,
blocking
so
magic missiles because it's a metal shield. Like you need that thing,
I
that
would.
skill. I might leave the metal magic shield to the smithy and keep other magic items where in my head I'm like, that makes sense. A rug of flying, obviously still the common uncommon, but like
Right.
broom of flying makes sense because that is straight up you're just taking a broom and being like,
Right.
you can fly. So like,
Right. So
you know,
I think though the
almost more of a feeling than like a
with the magic
straight up
items
black and
for the
white.
arcane study, I think if the party had a common, like if they wanted to say make a +1 short sword,
Mhm.
I would make sure that you have to have a regular ass short sword in your inventory. If you don't have one, you need to go buy a short sword for them to enchant. I
Oh,
think,
I see what you mean.
yeah,
In that
like
case, yeah.
because like the smithy, yes, can make it from scratch, but I think that if the arcane study had all the materials that the smithy would make, be it the armor, the shield, the whatever, that they could just enchant that. So you can just have a common thing and then have them boost it up. But
I
you
agree.
have to have that raw material first.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. I totally agree. 100%. Amazing.
Anyway, yeah,
Next
that's the
step.
smithy. Yeah.
Smithy is fun. I do like that a lot. Another fun role play thing of having, like, it makes me think of, especially because there's two hirelings, it's actually fucking hilarious. It makes me think of God of War.
Brock and Sindri. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so fun.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, the work. No, I skipped
Nope.
one. The storehouse. The storehouse has a prerequisite of none, is a roomy space, one hireling, and the order is trade. This one is really interesting little money making opportunity here. Okay. I like this one because it
Ooh,
kind of, this
yeah.
is another big note keeping, bookkeeping one. But if you
Uh-huh.
have good players for that kind of thing, then this is fine. Have a spreadsheet, have a shared Google Doc, what have you. But
Mhm.
I like this one. So you pretty much issue the order trade and they trade some goods. Now, all trades take 7 days,
Mhm.
whether you're trading your goods for money or trading your money for goods. In either direction, it takes 7 days. Now, first you have to buy the goods,
Right.
right? First, you start with nothing. You have no goods. You need to get goods. How do you get goods? You pay 500 gold pieces
Bang.
to get those goods.
Gotta get the goods.
Now, once you have the goods, now
Mhm.
you sell the goods, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Naturally.
you can keep buying goods if you would like to. If you
Okay.
want to buy, oh, I buy 500 because it's up to 500. So you could buy
Mhm.
100 GP worth of goods. You could buy 10, whatever, right? Buy 500 this time. Maybe 7 days go by. You want to buy another 500. Who knows? Keep doing that if you want to. Then you also have the option instead of buying more goods, you can also sell those goods.
Mhm.
And those goods are sold 10% higher than you bought them, essentially, standard price. So 10% more you're making in profit, essentially.
Mhm.
At level 9, it goes up. So now instead of only being able to buy 500 GP worth of goods, you can buy 2,000. The profit, instead of being 10%, is now 20% for the
Nice.
expand. It's like if you bought something for $1, you could sell it for $1.20 is
Right.
the idea.
Right.
So it's
So
20%
at 2,000
more
gold, you're
markup.
getting 400.
whatever.
You're getting 400 back.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
2,000 gold, you're getting 400 back.
correct. Then at level 13, those two numbers change again.
Uh-huh.
5,000 is the max that you can purchase in a single thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's 50%.
Nice.
Then at level 17, it becomes 100%. So you bought
Hell
it for
yeah.
5,000, you sell it for 10,000.
That's awesome.
So pretty sick. Eventually, it
Mhm.
continues to level up with you. I really like. It's just something that's kind of happening in the background. Seems
Right.
I don't know. I like.
I think this
I'm
is
kind of like
you get
this is interesting to
the
me.
Bastion pays for itself at this point. I mean, with that, you can
Yeah.
do a trade haul, and bam, you have enough money to refill your armory, even with a
Not
million
to
people inside
mention
of it.
expanding some of the things because the
Right.
guard, whether it's the garden, the barracks, whatever, you can expand some
Right.
things because that's 2,000 gold a time. But then
Right,
once you do it
exactly.
once, it's expanded.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that one-time investment. Oof,
Right.
man, I like the storehouse.
I do too.
It's not flashy,
Nice.
but it works.
It puts
It's
some
like
wo-
having
it
it's like
puts in
having a
work,
good
yeah.
milk cow. It's not flashy, but hey,
Right.
milk.
Don't yet. I still have one more. We got the workshop here as our final. No, don't even damn it. Workshop. No prerequisite on this. Another roomy room. You get 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 hirelings on this. And it can craft. The workshop crafting, what? Crazy. So artisans, it comes with artisans tools. It comes with 6 sets of tools, such as carpenters, cobblers, glass blower,
Yeah, they list them out.
etc. Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. Pretty much all the artisan
If
tools.
it's an
you get
artisan
6
tool,
sets. Yeah, you get 6
you
sets.
choose 6. Yeah.
Yep. You can craft adventuring gear with this, or again, we're getting back into magic items, but at level 9 plus, you can create a magic item that is an implement, whatever that means. You still use all the same rules. Obviously, we've been talking about this all the time. What is that implement? What is
Dude,
is
I
it?
don't
They
even
don't
know.
define it.
Not really.
No, not really.
No. I'll look up the exact wording, but I honestly don't remember them putting in that much for it. This is the workshop, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Workshop implement. If you are, it just says craft magic item parentheses implement. If you are level +9, you can commission the facility's hirelings to craft a common or an uncommon magic item chosen by you from the implements table in chapter 7. Oh, good. I need to go somewhere else.
Perfect. Okay. So there's a list. There's a list of implements that you can do. Got it.
Chapter 7 implements.
So again, all the crafting rules, crafting times, crafting requirements, all that stuff still applies. If you spend a short rest in the workshop, you get a point of inspiration. And I'm assuming this is like primo inspiration that you can just kind of hang on to. Right? Like the
it's
give
like
yourself
heroic
advantage.
inspiration.
Heroic inspiration, that's the
yeah,
word.
yeah.
And once you do this, you can't gain the benefit again until you finish a long rest. Last thing about the workshop, if you want to, you can enlarge the facility. It's 2,000 GP. You get 2 extra hirelings and 3 additional tool sets.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that. Another one that you
so
can.
Theoretically, you could be working on, if you had
use.
all of the requisite rooms, you'd be working on 3 magic items at a time, basically. Plus, once you get up to level 9, we haven't even gone over any of that stuff. I'm sure that there's some other stuff, other crafting options later on that will also be viable.
Yes. I cannot find this fucking implement table, dude.
Hilarious.
Where is this? I'm sure I could have gone to the like index, or rather the whatever at the very back. Sentient magic items. No, it's definitely not that. These are artifacts. I don't see this anywhere. Is it after all of the items? It's crazy, dude. What the hell is an implement? I have to go to the back of the book. Now I'm like fucking determined. Now I have to. What's going on here, man? This is crazy to me. Implements. While I'm looking for this, I'll say this. They added Gambit to Marvel Rivals. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's support, which is fucking dumb.
Right.
213. Wait, 213 or what was the other page? God damn it. Why can't I do the alphabet? Implements 329. 329. Implements. Nailed it.
Got it.
Page 329 of the Dungeon Master's Guide 2024. We got implements. It's D100 tables. For
Oh, wow.
common, they suck. Sorry. This makes no fucking sense. There's nothing about these items. It does not define implements. It just is a category of magic items that they have invented that don't
Sure.
make any sense, because none of these fill in my brain what an implement would be. If you were to
Okay.
define implement,
Right.
right? Like, even try and think of how you would define that word without looking it up. Implement. Hey, I'm going to give you an implement. It's like just a thing, like an
Right.
object. It's just like a filler word. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is implement? Now I need to look up the definition of implement. These motherfuckers with their dumb wizards, you dumbasses, wizards of the roast. Back at it again with your dumb shit. What is the hell? Implement, a tool, utensil, or other piece of equipment, especially as used for a particular purpose.
Mm,
So it's
sure.
a thing. The
It's
thing you
just a
use.
thing. It's a thing that
Piece
you
of
use.
equipment. Because they have on here for common, it ranges from bead of nourishment or a bead of refreshment, boots of false tracks, candle of the deep, clockwork amulet, ear horn of hearing, mystery key, instrument of scribing, horn of silent alarm. So it's just stuff.
Right.
Uncommon, everything from a cloak of protection to a broom of flying, bag of holding, boots
Okay.
of elven kind. These are all implements. Just call them magic items, you dicks.
Right.
At that point,
Right.
we got clothing, we got this, we got this. Like, what else do you call them? Armaments. It looks like I'm looking at one of these armaments is a lute of thunderous thumping. Is
For
that
the
just because
bard.
you can hit people with it and it's a weapon?
It's for the bard. It's a bard weapon, I'm sure.
Well, I know that it's for bards because
It's
it's
for
a lute,
bards.
but
Yeah.
why is it an armament?
Because it
All the other ones
thunderously
are
thumps.
armors, swords, belts. There's belts on here. God. A potion of giant strength is an armament? Absolutely go fuck yourself, wizards. How
Anyway, so if you're
dare
wanting
you?
to go check out your magic item tables, look at what it is, I guess, because some of the things have restrictions on what they can or cannot do. I don't know if this is either a typo or something got missed, but I am also not seeing a common uncommon restriction on the workshop, so maybe check that out. Whereas all the other ones, I believe, have must be common or uncommon.
It's
Not
very
in the
possible.
outline.
It is entirely possible. Doot, doot, doot. This is still the workshop.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I will find it.
Oh yeah, because I can't look it up because I don't know.
Magic item. Common or uncommon?
Okay.
And
Yeah,
goddamn
it
it,
seemed
if
a
it's
little
not an
too bright.
implement.
Yeah, it seemed a little too good to be true.
Well, I mean, they put the limiter of implement on it, so at least it
Right.
could only be, a
Anything.
thing. It could be stuff.
Or it could be stuff. Yeah.
What the hell? I just think words have power. Sue me. I'm so mad. I bring them to court. Your Honor, words have power, and they're just calling shit implements. So I want my fucking money back. I go to Barnes and Noble or wherever I bought this book and just go, the language it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Doesn't
haphazardly choosing random describer words without really ever getting to the bottom of it. And this lawsuit is brought to you by Big Milk. Big Milk, thank you so much for sponsoring
that's all we can get
journey
into
to
this
the
time.
upper courts of
You
America.
can find us
to
on TikTok and Instagram.
the tyranny.
So you want to be a DM, or you can ask us a question at soyouwanttobeadm@gmail.com. If you like the episode, don't forget to give us 5 stars and a review wherever you found us. Check out the Patreon, the Twitch, and the merch with the link in the description. And join us next time for more Dungeon Master tips and tricks.
Bye.
Sir.
And now, I have the honor of giving a shout out to the members of our Patreon gang. Nub Muffins, may Palor's light shine upon you. Marsavies, have you watered your flesh prison lately? Yazvai, the eternal library, where color and community await you. And then there's Elijah, Molly, Tappy, and Linguini. Gang, we appreciate and love you. Tune in next time for more tips and tricks from So You Wanna Be a DM.